Yeah. At 7. That's kind of reminds me because we're honest, like I was telling you, right? And the actually keep like I thought really wanted to actually lessons because like so why the general yeah yeah so like the actor was like yeah and like but it was very and like specifically I think for our I mean, for Yeah, I didn't see your name. I have seen it. I love it. Oh, like, yeah. Really, it is. Yeah. And well, the expectation was so much higher. Yes, the foundation probably wasn't as strong as balanced. The writing and reading skills were probably not as strong as, or even the middle performers. Yeah. And then figure it out. Yeah. I think that's a great. Great example. Yeah, I'm very happy. That's why I'll see your advocate, all right? I'm very happy. But I just look at progress when I was like, I said, I'm not. Baby steps. You're going to be as aggressive as Jennifer Chernovsky, but I'm just saying that you can work towards that goal. Like, all right. Yeah, it's built into the policy, and that's probably so how no one questions, but you gotta question the policy. Oh, I feel so. What this is, a lot of that is probably the thing that for any of us were even a twinkle in our parents' eyes. So until the policy challenge and how you sign up, that's how you challenge it. Now you have to write browsers, and now we need to challenge it. But you got to challenge it with like a kind of like a fun way to do it. Or like I challenge when I challenge and in the ways that say like, oh, this is how serious you want to do. Right, this is kind of work. But he's like very this guy who's in your face. But when it comes to this kind of stuff, it's really bad. Not only you are passionate, other people in your department, other teachers. You at A to J, it's powerful. And he's like, it really is what it is. How you choose something like that. Because I'm really just saying, like, you're like, he's like, figure out a way how to get rid of that problem versus this issue is a problem. See how we can fix the issue. No, he was like, yeah, not that close. Exactly. Was it 5 years? I was like, yes, 10 years. It could be great. They could have dropped it down after COVID. So it looks like he's like really good. But then like he goes, I'm sorry. Oh no, I think it's the summer. I think it's the summer too.
I was saying.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but he answers to all.
I don't think he cares. I don't think he cares.
Because when I registered for something.
Why do you mean I registered?
But it told me the name right, it told me the name right there. When you register, it'll tell you our instructor's name. But it will absolutely tell you.
Oh, I
because I said, the second lesson that we have to teach for. He's like, oh, it's not gonna be, he said I could do a video.
You can do that with me too.
Yeah. Oh, great. But I can't think of that already. No, it's
Well,
no.
like, on.
Oh, you got it? I was so happy when I saw the thing. I was like, I know about it. Hopefully, little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
so. Okay, so we're all together. But what part of the program are you?
Same like a. Yeah, I might say. Bringing back. I'm trying to think through. As a head coach.
This we all, yeah.
Don't shake your hand.
You said it was like a little bad thing. No.
Yeah.
Fair.
If I don't stretch anything one more time, it'll be the next spring or at the latest.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah. I'm the.
Oh, my.
So we have the summer weekend and teachers in the fall and then we get the what? I'm so excited. And then my it's nice to, yeah. This time the question was. I don't know. Different. Oh, I probably.
But the 75,000 will don't say, oh, that's they put me in one.
What's the big, like, what's the white?
It's really good.
Whatever in bar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can't go back to the bar. You're like, the whole me and two other people showed up and that was it.
That was it.
It was a class that I could take, that we had to go for like a educational conference. That's how we did like a that's all. Is that what, is that anywhere?
So.
You're the one. What? Okay. So that's how. Because I'm like, you're not like here or whatever. I'm like, right. Oh. So at least you're like 10, like, yeah. Okay. Not.
Oh, no, you.
Yeah, that's where I live over. That's why I like it. So I live right at the edge of the city, right where Chicago and Frederick Beach. I would say, yeah, that's right. Oh, yeah. I live over by, like the Blue Line station, but a little further back.
Oh, okay.
So like, that's the Harlem. When it comes to school, maybe like, yeah, go like, or yeah. Like the first I'm on Red Bar and we're literally 3 blocks down. We're right there. That one down the block, like, right there. Yeah, major street away from each other. Right. One. So, you try, just like that. Do you? What the, well, that's kind of, there one in the corner where it's by the hotel, like, that way, like, I don't know what it is. I don't know. It's like, I look at it like, oh, like that's like on the other side. That's on the, yeah, got it. Okay. With Kim, we were talking about, so like, yeah. And my friends were saying to me at so, yeah.
Within 45 miles of the.
You can either get that high school that you work in, like right school that you work in,
Right.
or you can let them places. And that is your way. So,
Yeah.
so, but it's really good place. Did you just make up? Literally had to run after because I was against different. Yeah. And actually, literally, for so long, they don't have to be vertical. They were like, did you try to find a place? I don't think so. Yeah. Like, and even deer, we're trying to work, like, and I think when we had a small thing, random. Yeah. It's like they're gonna actually be on like. Yeah. I will give you a little, wait. And you want to like keep it fair, but they'll do something like that. I was like, no, you get tired. Yeah. You're like, okay, yeah. What are they? Yeah. Yeah, it's your power. Yeah. So with my I will do my observation at the school that I work at. But it was an issue because my principal didn't fill out the form. I got it. And I'm like, they're like, your principal didn't fill it out. I said, okay. Oh, okay. You said it, not me. And they're like, well, they realized that they didn't fill it out. I said, well, she has a PhD in education. I'm pretty sure she's right. I have no idea. And her email address is at the bottom. Hello. Feel free. Like, it's too like, exactly. And so I'm like, what do you want me to do? And then you're awful. You know, it's not that way. I don't know what's like. You're asking me questions. I don't want the answers to, but I'm debating this. Read the problem. The elementary, yeah. But they don't have the, like, you're coming to me with all this kind of stuff that I have, so you had no control over what I'm doing. No control. Well, if you don't fill this out, of course, that you want to place your babysitter, kind of the yeah, business. But because you okay, thank you. And so, but then it's kind of and they're like, well, you're not saying that. They're like, we don't need a policy necessarily to enforce the policy. Right. So you can have someone say into, you know what, this is not working. Yeah. But like, I think it's like the Illinois and XYZ. Let's have it everywhere. Yeah. Like, let's try to make it like we're getting more applications. Like, let's build a bit more conversation. And what we're doing, we're gonna make it work. We're gonna have joy coming here and you're gonna get what you need to go and then you're gonna be like, you can like, a town spin on all of this, like, you can just hand the benefit all of us. If you just give me specific about what you got, that's all. So maybe I think like, if you're doing like, if it's unnecessary roadblocks and some seconds, like, especially like, I think and with you as well, like, it just makes more sense to, like, let's make it as easy as possible. As easy as possible. I think like when I would do the application before or even our observation. Like, what do you think your pedagogy is? Well, this is my first semester in a class, so I don't know what pedagogy means. I had to go look it up in the dictionary. I don't know. Right? Yeah. What is your teaching theory on my like make sure I don't cry by the every single class. But that's my not the perfect way, but no, I wonder. Yeah. Yeah. So I don't see it on the rate. Yeah, like, and no one does anything because the goes down. Yeah. Like, yeah, I like and see that yeah, not and they're like sure it's powerful. Which like yeah. I know. Yeah. So it's also it's like good for like don't make sure of that. That's like right. Yeah. When you do everything there's a lot of that was the whole thing that with this school that I don't know if it's high school, but they asked you in this application where they don't use your preference to place you. That's permanent. Because they're like, oh, what if they send you to school? You don't. Like, I don't know if I'm not. Yeah. What's it? Yeah. Which I find very alarming, especially if you don't want to teach it to little kids and they're forcing you to teach little kids. So, well, then yeah, it depends on. Like if your relationship goes like, yeah, you like, oh, yeah. Yeah. So I guess so yeah. Like I yeah, yeah, I don't want that one. Yeah. Oh my yeah. Because like they told me like what was it? Yeah. I mean, I have a place for it. It that I yep.
Were you one of the laptops that was like
Yeah, but next time.
a sound?
But like, there, I have a class on, well, Wednesday, for this class.
You don't sound
Yeah, I should have. It doesn't have an extender, because now I think some of the groups have, like, for Macs.
because mine is a USB.
Oh.
It's not the Mac, it's those C,
Okay.
but the Android kind of charger.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know. I think for her, she also has the issue because her computer don't have it too.
Oh,
Selena, you
yeah.
don't have.
Yeah. I thought I did that, but she took a lot of points off for not using the font.
Different font
So it's got that. Well, it's got one. But then I looked to- and I-
for you too many words.
Yeah, and I took, recourse with it. First time. So, oh, yeah, that's even- Like, I was like. Yeah, she took off like 6 points. So that's the problem. So we, I'm like, it's really simple. So, but for me, she's like. But, I didn't think it would go over. I mean, I didn't think it's like, it's, yeah,
It's just the minor details. Huh?
yeah, like I'm reading it. Yeah. There's stuff you look at and like, happens up there. I don't know. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's, yeah, stuff that, and all this, especially with like, we're getting long. First, yeah, got to read it wrong, the paragraphs, and take the tips, like, bring rate, like, and so, or, uh, supposed to be the break. That's great. Yeah. From the other people in the front. That's good. Yeah. We're seeing. I've done it. I've done it. And think like a mom. Yeah. We're going to. Ready to know. Oh, sure. Sorry. Okay. Where does that do it? Right down from. Oh, okay. It's like, just have to do that. So, Robbie, coyote, you're like, oh, Yeah. I used to. Yeah. It's cool. Like it looks like it moves. And then the guy was like it's pregnant. You say that.
Did she bring it back?
Right.
Because this due Friday. Is it 9, 12, and 14 on the syllabus?
Yeah. But we're reading 8, 10, 11. Yeah. Right.
And the bilingual in the black too.
Nice.
I just don't have the HDMI, so I need to move over HDMI to connect. Because mine there's no HDMI.
Oh. Very nice. Thank you. Lighter. Kind of. Kind of. I was like, very friendly. No, they just, you did, so he's working serious, like, yeah, yeah. Literally. And then some stuff. Friend. I'm so sorry. Yeah.
Were you, last one was the HDMI?
Yeah, I guess.
You did?
Yeah.
Can I,
Yeah, of course. Oh. Yes.
that's good. So the person-
I got the presentation.
This is the thing.
I mean, I. I'm trying to start. We have presented today. I gave it feedback. This time I don't treat it and I'll do the exact. So many. So looking for it again. There are two sides. Also, points. And the whole picture. It's not. But hopefully. Fine, so that most of the place. And lose it. The final paper is the book Friday. So this one. The last space. Then also,
Want to share with her? Your presentation? So she can see it on the board. Is that Canva? She's gonna log it. Okay.
Well, that is my presentation. Corona signed up for them. Does anybody know Corona?
Yeah.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, but I don't, I think it's weird.
Oh, yeah, okay, I thought you were Corona. No, I didn't know that.
Like, wait a minute.
She signed up. She signed up for a day for presentation. And she didn't miss. So I don't know, maybe she dropped. So we have at least 3 presentations. They have to be done, all of them. I have to share something in the forms. That's second. That's the second time. So I want to show you that the rest of the semester is in order. Today we are going to talk about number 6 after language development in primary school. We'll discuss that and we'll talk to the for time. So I believe you did and several questions. Let's talk about that, but highlight that. For module 6, the following class, you're going to finish at module 4. On the 17th, we'll start module 7. Because every module is we start module 7 here, and if there's anything completed, will be completed at home. Don't be surprised to see preschool here while we already talked about primary grades. This is for class work on the 17th. We will do that in class. So when you do your preschool observation and submit it, you're submitting a paper that is written consistently, continuously, 2 pages. That summary that I said of the 5 aspects of language knowledge, you're writing it because don't do anything with this. We're going to do it in class only. But your 2-page summary, you write it as you write any other paper. But make sure you highlight the 5 aspects of language knowledge. As I said before, no recording is required. Preschoolers are, these are conversational people. They really have mastered the language. They're 3, 4 years old. There's no need to analyze anything sound. If they're typically developing, they have mastered the specific sound. So preparation for the 17th, you look at that, not that. We'll do that in class. I want you to see something else. Preparation for the final exam. Everything's here. The semester is planned. All of it. Just pay attention. There's the study guide. So look at the study guide. I really encourage you to use the time on the 10th. Look at the scoring, sorry. Look at the study guide. The final exam is cumulative. in the sense that it draws some generalities from the first chapters that were covered in the midterm. But then the chapters that were covered in the midterm, a little bit more detail. And that is necessary because the 5 aspects of language knowledge are the same 5 aspects of language knowledge from the beginning of the book to the end. So we cannot cut the first half and say, oh, we done that already. No. We pull that in very general terms, and we're going to detail, a little more detail than many others. You also have review items. Where were you? I'll do these review items repeatedly, just play with them, do them. I could add some more, but I don't know if I have time to do that. I'll do those on my own. You know why? Because when we meet on the last class is my first, I believe, it irons out everything that you may not have been comfortable. Okay? When we meet on the 17th, we do what we need to do on the 17th, but also discuss the study guide to see what needs to be highlighted further. If there's something we need to repeat, or we have questions, concerns, or things that you're reading and they don't make sense quite clearly to you, you let me know on the 17th. Okay? And then when we meet for the very last class, that's when I help you out so that you're comfortable and ready for the final time. So in a way, this is really at your own speed, type of approach. At your own speed, type of approach. You have everything. The earlier going better, the more you have more time to see help. Make sure that you're comfortable and ready to do the final exam, and with everything else that you've done. At this point, you should know where you stand in terms of class. If you have been submitting everything, didn't miss anything, and you pour on any of them. If there's anything you didn't submit, even if it's just one, you're in danger because the grade, the final grade, takes everything. And maybe it's too late to submit, like the draft, you know, 20 points already to submit the draft. Those are 20 points gone. Well, any other assignment that you not have submitted? I don't know. Try where you I'll just put it there. I don't look at anything that comes in late until the final moment when I'm grading everything. So if I were you, I'll go ahead and submit. Because when it comes to the final crunch days, I just have to, you know, pull everything together, and boom, when I see the colors, blue is really good performance, green is B, blue is A, green is D, yellow is like C, orange is B, red is F. So when I start seeing orange and red, I'm like, how did this happen? Well, this is how it happens. When I say submit, do whatever it takes in good standing, please understand. Any questions?
For the fiscal observation, you don't do just like numbers 1, 2, 3, 5.
What do you mean numbers?
Because last time you mentioned that you could just do like number 1, 2.
No, don't number your paper. Unless your paper is really, really long numbering, doesn't look good.
So paper format.
Yeah, it's paper format continuous. Just do subtitles.
Okay.
Subtitles tell you what the section is about. And those are submitted before we come to class. When in class, it's too late to submit the principal report. You'll have submitted it before. When you come to class, we're doing the other work. Any other questions? Feel free to ask any time. So I need you to know that now it is really at your pace. That I'm allowing all this time. It's a lot of time between now and the final exam, really almost a whole month. But I'm allowing this to give you room to see where you are. You can see your grade, right? You cannot see your grade?
Yeah, kind of.
You can tell where you are. Right. So please go in and look at every assignment And if you think I could give more points on something that I didn't, please let me know. I'm more than willing to do that. I'm supporting everybody. I don't want anybody coming back for bringing it back. So I'll support everybody. If you think that you should earn more points on something, make your case. I'll look at it again. Sometimes it happens that when you draw by and say, oh my God, I can get that so many points at the advance of it, but it's good to bring it to my attention. You never know. Maybe I overlooked something. But the point is, the assignment has to be there. It has to have been submitted in time. Because then it's submitted late. Also. All right, let's see the presenters. Unless they have, can always ask. First. She loves to that she attends a chapter. Oh yes, this one. It's Papa. Very good. All right, let's try and read it. Okay, here, I know, might be a little distracted. Beep. Who's that? Who's that? Okay. All right, little blue truck came down the road. Beep said blue to the big green road. Toad said broke and winked an eye when little blue truck was rolling by. Sheep said, the sheep said, yeah. Cow said, what's the cow? What's the cow say? Moo, I know. Oink said the piggy. Said blue. Quack said the chicken, and the chick said peep. Ma said the goat. Blue said beep, beep. Neigh said the horse with the moo. Quack said the duck. Beep. That's right. Beep, beep said the friendly little blue truck. Moo. Oh, what's this guy say? Honk. There's a dump truck coming through. A big important things to do. Bye bye. The truck? Yeah. I haven't got time to pass the day.
Yeah. What's going on here? What are the wipers doing? Push, push, push. With every duck along the way. Yeah. Room the dump. You know, at the end of the book. No. Oh no. Where are the animals? Where'd they go? Wait, where's my dog? Where is baby's puppy? Puppy is looking, the baby is looking for a new puppy. Is puppy under the blanket? No, who's that? Who's that? The cat, meow, meow, cat. Under the blanket. Is puppy in the shower? No, who's that? Who's it? Turtle. It's my pet turtle. How does he get in there? Is puppy under the paper? No, who's under the paper? Who are those guys? What are those? Oh, careful, careful. It's the fish, right? Can you see fish? Yeah. You don't know where they are? Where'd they go? Oh no. Where'd the fish go? So now we're going to the fishies. Is puppy in the garden? No, who's that? Pop, pop. What's it eating? Eating a carrot and tomatoes? Naughty puppy. Yeah. Where's the kitty cat? Oh, there it is. Yeah. I think that's just her shoe. All right. Is puppy hiding in the trash can? Um, where's puppy in the end? In the laundry. In the laundry. All right, say bye-bye, Selena. Can you say bye-bye? Bye. Okay.
So in regards to the aspects challenge, for the mathematics, I say she should. So for example, she repeated by that. She tried to say key, but she said, she tried to say cat, but she said, and then she understands she tried to say, she says, no, she tries to say truck, she says, and then I say she. The same as she thinks for but she was able to that thing with swish. She knows that she knows that relaxation is I don't should be able to demonstrate. And I think being in classroom content that are really but this is the nonsense. And her mom is also like,
Catherine, questions, comments?
Being student.
I think right now I'm like 40, so, but I have work.
Mm.
That's why.
Now, just kind of going off of to that last comment that you have about how with being in class all day and then constantly being read to, does she seem fairly engaging in when she's in the classroom
Yeah.
with books and stuff too?
That's why it helps.
What questions do you have in the room? You follow. You said she didn't have semantic, she did not demonstrate semantic knowledge. What do you mean? That's what you said, right? That she did not demonstrate semantic knowledge. Think about it a minute. What's the difference? Did she demonstrate any understanding of meaning of anything?
The
Yeah,
animals?
the animal with the greetings.
Yeah, keep talking. Keep talking.
I think she was saying bye-bye.
Exactly. Yeah.
with the
You know what that meant? Keep talking.
But I think that refers back to the fact that
Right, it can be both. What else? The syntax I can understand because that has to do with the organization of words and sentences in a sense. But she doesn't have sentences yet, so she cannot have that. However, for the levels where she's not there yet, she's getting the. We're gonna say it louder. Receptive what? Receptive syntax, yes. And also she's receiving a lot of receptive everything. Only that for some of the easier ones, like the sounds are coming out, the pragmatics are coming out. Then in the beginning of the video, I thought she was going to ignore the book. I know, that was smart. One was drawing her attention, she was looking past the book.
I think it
Oh,
was
she saw the
she's
camera.
looking at herself.
Oh, wow.
Is that why she did 2 videos or? 'Cause I know the first one, she was a lot more distracted by the camera than the second one.
So I decided to show her like one.
Yeah.
Right.
And she's 21, she's not yet.
When you read the story, does she listen to it or does she? I mean, she'll get distracted from the word. I think it helps them a lot, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see that she was speaking when on the pages was? She knew that.
That's staying.
Yeah, she knows it.
So she like.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. I think it also helps being late from the school. All right, thank you so much. There are no more questions.
I think I'll show my videos first. That's it. Um,
Baby, and Mama Lama good at them. Mama Lama Repajama, Pekka Lama Dad, Mama Baby Lama,
wait, this is one. Another one. And this is this book here. I have one more. Okay. So I go back to my presentation. Okay. This is my presentation. He was read to I recorded like total 4 videos. Two at home were these llama books, the red pajama, and with the mom was the home with mama. And the picture here is just a picture I have taken of him when he was during the at the library and he was looking at a book. Okay. The child I observed is a toddler. His name is Johnny. He was born October 30th, 2021. He lived with his parents and older sister. His older sister is in 8th grade. At home they speak Spanish and English. And I know him since he was an infant, and he's one of the 2 kids in my classroom that likes to read. At home only, his dad would really just speak to him in English, and maybe his sister too, because his sister been learning only really speaking English at school, so she's losing her Spanish. She's relearning her Spanish because of Johnny. And his mom is a preschool teacher, so she's speaking to him in Spanish and English. Okay. I have recorded, as I mentioned before, 4 videos, 2 at home with these llama books. Yeah, the first llama book was the home llama llama red pajama, and it's like 1 minute long. And the other one is the llama llama home with mama, and that was with his mom during bedtime. And the other 2 daycare videos was like the first one was taken January 26th. That one was a teacher, my coworker, reading to him a book. He had given that book to her to read. And the one I have on the 12th of February was him. He took the book from the teacher's hand and then he turned it the right way and then he started flipping through it. And then for the phonemes, I heard the humming, from his mom in the background. And then he repeated the when there was mentioning about the llama have hum a tone. Okay, I said baby llama hums a tune. So his mom in the background was making the sound. And then when he did the he also was giggling after, and it's this little circle here. And then when he saw the phone, here. He started saying ring ring because I think he sees those like little lines on top of the phone, and then he said ring ring. And then his mom had said good job for it. And then when his sister read this line, Mama Llama hears the phone, he said ring ring again. And then his mom also had said ring ring, as you heard in the video. Yeah, that was in this video. And for semantics, I had heard him say small mice very quietly when my coworker had said small mice in that video right there. And for the other semantic in the at-home video, I heard the ring with the ring ring when he was looking at that picture of that phone with those with the little lines. He have know that it was a phone ringing, as you see. And so he was saying ring ring, and then his mom had said good job, and then when she read the line, the sister read this line, he has said ring ring again, and this mom has said it also. See, this is it's very quiet. Okay, and for the syntax, I didn't really hear any syntax in the video. And yeah, in all 3 videos, not much. I only like heard the usual for toddler age that they're supposed to say about like 2 to 3 words, not full sentences. And like kind of example-ish for this, maybe very not really a full sentence. He has said no touching when a teacher already told the class of students not to touch her phone when she was playing a YouTube video. And then Johnny has saw his classmates about to touch the phone, and he has said no touching to the classmate. And that would be the morpheme I will mention. For the pragmatics, I saw this when he was flipping through that book in this little right here. He had taken the book out the teacher's hand and then have flipped it the right way and then start flipping through it. And then he said, uh-oh, when he has saw in this book, The Home with Mama, I think around here, that achy fever, stuffy head, llama, llama, back to bed. He has said, uh-oh, around here. And then he shows pragmatic with this llama book, this red pajama, because he's the one holding the book and he's the one flipping through it, which is like that version, but not in Spanish, in English. Okay. And then for morpheme, I didn't really see any morphemes in the videos, only like when he's not really interacting with books. So I do see that he is developing receptive language when he's listening to both his mom and sisters reading to him and the teacher too. Yeah, and then mostly what I see from these videos is he's expressing expressive language through these videos. And my reflection is with this observation, I like got a better understanding that reading to kids is very important to help develop their language skills. And then when I saw him like point to the phone in that image before he had his sister start reading that part about the phone, he knows that it makes the ring ring sound. And then with the humming also, when the mom had hum after the sister read that line about the llama making a humming sound, and he was giggling and smiling after he made the sound himself. And then if I were to do this assignment again, yeah, because these books were what he likes is mostly animals. Like for example, I know he like maybe he likes the brown bear, what do you see? Because it's colored and animals. Um, if I were to do this assignment again, I think I would make sure like for the videos, maybe make sure it's the same book to see how I did here. They at home reacted differently compared to when they're at the daycare. Yeah, and that's all.
All right, let's discuss. What do you think?
Out of curiosity, does he speak in Spanish?
So-called he does not speak Spanish, but his mom, so-called was like when reading will read in English and sometimes will some of the words in Spanish translated into Spanish for him. Yeah. And that teacher that read to him was a Spanish speaker. Like after I asked about like some of these information, she had asked if she wants her to teach Johnny more Spanish in the daycare. Yeah.
Do they read to him in Spanish?
I have mentioned asked if they read to him or like if they have Spanish books at home. She said the preschool teacher, CPS mom said she's not really interested in the Spanish books. Yeah, he's not interested and seems more interested in the English because his dad speaks more English to him compared to he don't get to expose to Spanish that much. Mostly English because of maybe the dad and the sister, but the sister is also trying to learn Spanish because of Johnny. Yeah, both Johnny's mom wanted both her kids to like learn Spanish so they get a better future in life. Yeah.
So there is no Spanish at home?
Only occasionally, I think, when readings, like I think when the preschool teacher, Johnny's mom, sees some of the words, she wants to say it in Spanish, she'll also say it. Yeah, but not that much. She speaks to him in Spanish and English, only the mom.
So someone speaks to him in Spanish.
Yeah, the mom.
The language is available.
Yes.
So the focus in Spanish is only done by him.
Yeah, apparently, yes. And then at the daycare, we mostly speak to him in English. And we do have a Vietnamese teacher, but she doesn't really speak to him in Vietnamese. For her, she speaks to him in English. Yeah, he's mostly been exposed to mainly English, maybe some like Mandarin when counting. It's only in numbers, mostly in numbers, some numbers in different languages.
But mom is fluent.
Yes.
She was,
Yeah, she wants both of them to learn Spanish. Her eighth grader and her second grader, taller. Yes.
Does the dad speak Spanish?
She said the dad mostly English to
No,
John.
does he knows?
I'm not sure about that, but he mostly speak English. Yeah, mostly English to John.
What do you think? Great of the Spanish, would probably the I think that's like, I know he's not interested, but it's maybe. Try to talk more. Right.
So if the dad's gonna keep the English, then the mom should just.
Yeah.
Yeah. The housekeeping.
Cause he gets it, but I don't think he's getting it.
I did see him try to say some Spanish words when the one you saw reading him to him in English. She have like taught him some of Spanish words for some shapes and I think numbers. He did say some of those in Spanish back to her.
We're talking about the use of pragmatics and
Yeah.
in everyday life.
Yeah.
Because that's the. I'm imagining this child after 7 years in school, when he starts learning Spanish, he's going to look back and say, he gets fluent. You see everyone that is. Did you say anything to them about that? No, right.
Not really. I know the mom is like she like when she picks up, she's kind of like very tired from all her kids in CPS. She was a CPS preschool age teacher. Yeah. Yeah.
I hope that's something you can learn. That's good.
Yeah, because she wants both her toddler and her eighth grader to learn Spanish.
Well, she does want.
Yeah, she wants them to learn their language to get a better future for both of them. I think so because like she's busy with work and then when so-called CPS is off, she goes to have to the professional development days she need to go to work and then her kids stay home with the dad.
And then that's what it is.
Yeah, through he only attends the daycare 4 days. Wednesday he's at home with the dad. Yeah.
Well, if you are close to the mom, you can have a discussion, just let her know that she doesn't have to sit down and teach vocabulary, specific forms of the language, skills. She just needs to use Spanish with the child.
Mhm.
That's the best way to start using the language and come to terms with it. During dinner, you play, just using the language every opportunity.
Yeah, yeah. For my daycare that he's attending right now, we only have like 2 Spanish speaking teachers,
Right.
and they like come in the afternoon, sometimes like
That's not enough.
different days.
Yeah, the child has more than it's actually.
Mhm.
It's just,
Yeah.
I don't know, you close the mom. Someone is speaking.
When I'm there for 3 days. That 3 days I will see her, and then that Tuesday I don't see her because I don't work.
So you're not close enough that you can sacrifice that you take that's not the way. Okay, so you don't have to go.
I asked her for advice when it came to our assignments.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she's already a preschool teacher. I asked her for some advice. Yeah, we've been asking her for advice because she's working at CPS.
So
Yeah.
she would take your advice.
I don't know. Yeah, because yeah. Yeah. Yeah, she wants it, but she don't have the opportunity.
That's something good. Not very I'm just. Yeah. That's the teacher, this one. Opportunity.
Yeah.
Any more, comments?
No, just to piggyback on what you said, I think like right now, like my niece and my nephew, like we speak English and Spanish. But like how it all started is like saying like, oh, we go to the Bible, like we incorporated
Right.
English and in Spanish, like so that way they get a sense of like okay, like Bible is that and things like that. So I think that's what
Sometimes a whole sentence is kind of.
that's it, yeah. So they understand like certain words, but I think that we had to start with the process of both like bilingual, so we speak a lot of English and then also speak a lot of Spanish. But I think like one of the big things like when you try to teach a child two languages is like making sure that it's being provided in or like we just said, it's long conversation.
Oh, I just reminded me something that's getting. One of the first articles I published when I started teaching here in America. Yeah. And one of the first articles I published included parents' role in children's learning, something like that. I don't remember the title exactly. But it's from the service. Parents' role in language development. It has been cited a lot by many people. And what I found out, it was actually a study that I did in Albany Park. Did anybody find it? Parents' role in children's language development. So if you type publications by Selena Mushi, you should be one of those that books. What I found out in that study was that when you have children sit down so that you can teach them something, they don't necessarily learn it effectively. When you have them, they're sitting down and reading that book, they don't necessarily take it very effectively. But when their attention is on something else, in that study, when the dad was fixing a computer, for example, when mom was cooking, or when mom was organizing something, some tablets in the kitchen, or when they were doing something, when they were doing something else, when their attention was on some other activity, the language came naturally, and that's when they use the language that. And according to them, it worked better than sitting down to teach them, which made a lot of sense. That report is in that article, so if you want to read it, you can give it to someone you care about. If they really, did anyone find it? Okay, thank you. Yes, the report is in that article. It's one of the first things that I found. And it has been cited by a lot of the regular things that we do at home. Those are opportunities for our learning because language then is being used in true practical.
I have similar experience to like you, Jackie, with my nephews where
Yeah.
they understand a lot of Spanish because my parents speak nothing but Spanish to them, but they're half Mexican, half Filipino. So now they know nothing because their mom knows no Tagalog at all, and then their grandparents don't speak to them, so they don't know nothing of that. But if I'm ever around when they're with my parents and they'll like respond in English, they know. Tell them Spanish, but then I'll help you. So be like, I don't know how to say this, or I was like, I'll help you, but yeah, of course I'll be like,
yeah. That's why you guys are going to school to learn these things because you will make it. Not necessarily at just official level. I'm just getting to it next. Not necessarily at official, in official ways as a teacher, but even influencing the people in your life. Teaching has no boundaries. So whenever you find an opportunity to help a child, please do that. Please do that. Because once opportunity is gone, it's gone. How old is the child now? 2.5.
Yeah, his birthday was in October.
So 5 years he's going to, according to the videos that we watched at the beginning of this class, after 5 years he's being found according to Wednesday.
Yeah, I think like when he transitioned to the other building, those teachers mostly speak in English, but one of them maybe speak a little bit Spanish to him, so still a little bit exposure, very a little bit.
Right, the Spanish system will help, but definitely now that the Spanish is available at home, something.
Yeah.
All right, any more questions? All right. Wow.
Thank you.
Observation, um, um, big younger than I thought. When I first asked, he was like, "Oh no, this is 3 years." One, he said, "Yeah." So she's like, just older than. Just wait for the video. The video's cool. All right. And so, my friend told me that, during the video, the older sister was jealous that, the younger one didn't get to be recorded. So the scene in the video that the dad has both of them. Um, and so the dad had, he got a photo to that. And, I like a small ticket, small, ticket of it.
On Friday, he approved 5. So the color. Oranges.
So, I have 0 examples of funding because the 1-year-old had to be thinking the entire time. So they were definitely interested in interacting with the book, but they did not make any sound other than like a few grunts when they got their stuff in or sharing. So that was a bit disappointing, but they were definitely getting the receptive and interacting with the book. And with the older sister there actually talking, there was like, doubled up on the respect receptive version of it. So for the phone, I don't have anything that make it sound Well, for the semantics, as you can see, it was pointing at the page. So while not saying the numbers, you can tell that it's counting. And so over here, it's, I really expect it to show the word equals on, but it's not going to show, that as such a function. So these are all, post and, so.
Supposed to know around himself. He stayed inside for more than 2 weeks. Then he
It's probably like it was it's naturally unforced, but throughout the entire book, the points in the times the rest of it just fixed. So she does. That is absolutely fine. Both or whatever. Really makes a difference. As the books of the times, that's one thing. It's what's the book. Sorry, trying to push the book forward.
that was supposed to know.
So some saying things that's just want to just drop seven stuff in there. Drop both of those while it at one point the box stuff, but stay firm. But that concept of like, oh, everybody. No, the younger one was the same. One was.
I'm going to question to go back to the video.
Yeah.
And I pay attention to is the younger one there?
So the younger one is this one, and the older one is that.
Oh, the older one is on the left. The one that is holding. The older one.
The older one is this one.
Oh, okay, so the younger one is the first part of it.
Oh, yeah, so it's,
Yeah, I can see, but, so if you play the video, does it say anything? But yeah, does it say?
Maybe it was the phone.
Uh,
On Friday, he approved 5.
points. And then it's not
So color. Oranges.
That's just.
Okay, what about the other one? What about the other?
That was close to done. Around himself. He stayed inside for more than 2 weeks. Then he
Let's see what is closer.
Yes.
Or is there another one? Oh, I see. Right, so the older one is what, three?
Those
Yeah, that's a. So, what do you think? Okay, yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say that I think that it's important, like I kind of had the same issue with like my nephew when I was talking to him, like my niece was like, oh, you have to do that. But I think, like my nephew is very rough and like having them together while they're doing it. He didn't pick up on his life. It's a child.
Yeah. Keep talking.
It's nice to see how the dad, it's nice to see how the dad is very dramatic and loud and clear when he reads, because I think that makes a difference too. Even though like the little one didn't react a whole lot, I think that's important to get reactions out of the kids and keep them engaged. The older ones seem to be engaged.
Somebody else?
Sophia, does she know?
like. So I had gone over that.
Is she in daycare or anything like that?
Do you have the put in the living long ago?
The full recording is the full board, 5 things. So.
The young one?
Like.
This one didn't run old.
Kind of like this way. Kind of like.
Do you have enough thoughts to include in your paper? Long as, yeah, so your
I got
paper,
mine.
you get a photo of this.
I got the best. Only seems like a bit troublesome. That's it.
What do you think parents, I'm asking everybody, what do you think parents or parents to do when the older child is kind of jealous and taking space that something? Let them know. That happens a lot. What do you think parents do in terms of encouraging them skill? And if they're siblings, the younger one should be talking to the older. Or because you don't know that. What would you do to the parents? Parents or older one, step up. Like a dog. Yeah, give them something to think about. Yeah. So you do it. What else? Do you do?
You know, just probably with their 10, they get the more, like a more difficult part. They can handle it.
What's the little one needs more attention? Yeah, so, like very good. For the little one needs some. Yeah. Yeah, you don't know them, so you cannot give them best. Okay, that's fine. All right. Is that it for presentation? You don't have for our program. Was the other presentation? I don't think I've seen it. I've seen it. Let's give a big round of applause to our presenter. I'm glad presentations are done. Having a presentation, and then those of you who did not give me a draft, all you need to do that. Do you have any concerns about writing the paper. It's clear that now because it's supposed to be submitted on Friday. Yeah. Questions, concerns, challenges? Yeah, let me do this on paper. Go on this one and just pull up this one, guys, with the, I know. I want you to look at all the subtitles. But that's how you earn the points. Every subtitle can earn points. The subtitles are not there, then it becomes my job kind of open for it, but it's subtitle. Okay. Look at the scoring guide and see if you have questions for that more than once. Yeah.
I my draft. I know that for sometimes just there's a thing or like whatever we're talking about that.
Say that again?
There's I'm sorry. I got the picture in my draft and one of the topics were at September discussion. But is there a certain like do you want us to divide like the 5 aspects of language that way or like if we're talking about family background?
Actually, I don't like interfering with food writing skills, but organization matters because it kind of eases reading and helps them just know what to expect as they read the paper through. So the reason I'm bringing your attention to the scoring guide is because there are subtitles there. So please look at the scoring guide and see if there's any subtitle that does not clearly restrict your understanding of how you might write. Yes, that's it. I know, I kind of kept it simple, especially after we started using this, making this a high class when you have that. That is supposed to be a part where you're using outside research informing what you observe. For example, when we were talking about Johnny having the second language at home, but not having it utilized, you could bring in some, I even think an already. What was that? You could bring in something like that, one article, or you could bring in literature about the second language learning, or you could bring in video information. Remember the videos at the beginning of the semester? Exactly that information is discussed. Yes, you can, but I've tried not to take off points because when that is lacking, because I didn't want people to go outside the book to look for other sources. I thought the book was enough. So if you cite the book, cite information from the book with the page number and paraphrase or paraphrasing what you want to relate to whatever you're discussing, that counts for it. And now you have the other articles that I just told you, and you can find another one that's fine. If not, just cite information from the book. You will not lose points to do that. Good point. And now something that I know is important. Sometimes I have to believe you have already learned it, but maybe not. Citations, right? Citations. How do you cite? This is such an important part of any writing. Okay? We have citations that are in text. What does that mean? What does that mean? In text citation. When you're writing your paper, and then you paraphrase something that somebody said within the paper itself. The other type is references. This one you know, right? You do references all the time. I see that. This is at the end of paper. It is in-text citations that are problems. When you are citing within text, what do you, maybe I should say within text? How do you reference the person? Parentheses, yes.
Author,
Author,
comma, date,
yes.
parentheses.
Okay, so for example, if you're reading that article I just pointed out, that would be last name, and the year of publication is what? 2020. What is it? 20, whatever the year. I did the research in 99, I published it. Not sure. We'll have to. No, not 20. 2000. That would be recent. Does it say 2000? Okay. Now, this is when you paraphrase, okay? When you are using the point that I made, but you're using your own words to make that same point, you're paraphrasing. When you paraphrase, at the end of whatever you said, you do that. So the reader knows what you said is supported by this. What happens when you say something specific? When you're quoting, what happens? What if you use some words that are used by the author, the exact words that were used by the author? How would this change? Let's say it's the same author. And that comma is important, by the way. What happens after 2000? Yes. For example, I don't know what 3000 is. Let's say, sorry? 35. Okay. Maybe it's 35. Because in the journal they appear differently. What does this mean? It means when the reader sees that, will know, oh, this person is using the exact words of the author. And if I want to see what the author actually said, to see those exact words, I go to page 35 of that publication. Right? So when you quote, make sure. Oh, sorry. When you quote, make sure that it's page number. There's the page number. When you paraphrase, it's only the last name and year of publication. That's it. And then at the end, you organize the references how? Alphabetical, yes. Alphabetical order. Of what name? First or last? You know that. Okay, so please, I'm looking forward to seeing the correct forms of citation within your papers. It's one of the most important things to learn, you know. Yes, please. Okay.
So, criteria one, I put understand, blah, blah, blah. Then you put production, and then the second one, description of application.
Yes.
Yes.
Why do you give yourself so much work in the family? I don't think it's 24 pages.
Oh, I got it down though.
And remove the chart. Put the chart at the end.
Yeah.
So that is just an appendix.
Chart in the line, yeah.
Yeah, make it appendix after the references. Yeah, go for that. So. Yes, you know those criteria for me. We are supposed to help students achieve those.
Yeah.
But you don't have to put it in the paper. In the paper, just use the subtitle. Any other questions about writing the paper, please? It's important. You want to earn all the points, especially if you do get stuff. What do you think you're going to lose points on? Rectify it now. Why do you think you're going to lose points?
How many?
Some people are worthy, some people are not so worthy. So anywhere between what? How long do you think it should be?
He did it. My mind came out to like 20 something.
Oh, let's have science. How long do you think it's gonna be?
Like 13 pages. 10?
10 is good. 10 is modest. Yeah,
Is 13 all right?
13 is fine. Yeah, not in my eyes, but my head is okay. Anything, anything after 10 pages, just, yeah, 10 is about right, plus or minus one.
Like it in the problems, captions.
And you know what? The way you write, I'm not talking about you, but everybody, the way you write. The format, you have 1 inch margin, 1 inch margin. Because some students think a lot of pages means good work. No, it can be short, but to the point. Unfortunately, though, it doesn't work that way all the time. Sometimes you get something that's only 7 pages or just 8 pages, and there is not enough information. You lose a lot of time. So when you have 1 inch margin, 1 inch margin, 1 inch, 1 inch, okay. And then you're using subtitle and skipping a line. No, you're skipping a line and subtitle and starting right there beneath that subtitle. And you're using paragraphs. It really pushes the page numbers unnecessarily. That's why I'm so flexible. After 10, that's fine. It's kind of additional, but if it is below 10, that makes me really focus on the reading. Because I admire people that can write really concise things that are very condensed in the meaning, in communicating everything that's available, that's required. Because I have a hard time doing that. I told the stories of how I was supposed to write 25 pages, get to 65, and I never did anything with it. But I was so frustrated. How can you cut 65 pages to 25? Forgot it. So it's still sitting in everything. And I've never done it. It's been so long. But that was learning for me. So I would say about 10 is the right number. You have 9, right? 7? Yeah. Yeah, but you are mixing something, you are mixing the reflection, so that's not good. That's fine. So don't panic if you go to your 10. If it is below 8, something is wrong. Why? Not because more is better. We're all using font size 12, but because you have to have each and every subtopic, each and every subtitle is required. And you cannot fit that in unless you're in single space. Don't do single space. You will lose points. It's double space. Okay. So while I don't require a number of pages, I will not award points just for having the number of pages. But it goes hand in hand with the expected content. Any other questions? So you know what to do now.
Oh, yes, I resubmitted it, but gonna do it again, now
Oh, you already submitted the final one?
but I'm gonna take it out.
That's fine, even if you can take it out, because I
Thanks,
grade the latest anyway. Right. I grade the one that you submitted the latest, being the data.
Oh, no, this was last week. This one.
Any other question about the paper? And in order to earn all the points when they bump up. The quizzes make you lose a few points. The midterm make you lose a few points. You did really well on it. The final may make you lose a few points because it's something, I think it's not even under pressure. It's something you're doing at home for 24 hours, but still you will lose points on it. But for a project like this, why would you lose 1 point? Tell me. Why would you lose even 1 point? We talk about it in class all the time. You have the scoring guide. You have me elaborating again and again. Why does anyone lose even just 1 point out of that? Because you don't want to get on the point. Why didn't you get on? If you did not submit a draft, somebody, if I said you had a good organization, can I please share your work for just an example? I don't remember who, but you're like 3% organization is good. It's 2, I think. No? Did I say that?
I didn't.
I know describing it in abstract doesn't work well. But what did I say to you?
You sent the draft format.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, do you have any problems right now?
Yes.
Can you please have just put it here? No, no, put it up. I just want to show you something quick, it's easier that way. Okay, so pull it up and up top. All I have to do is show it. I don't have it here. Yeah, that's important. I'm glad I remembered. Because people lose points because of that. People lose points because of organization. The points up. Downwards. Go all the way up. All right. Okay, miss something. That has to be. It has to stand out. How can it stand out? Bold. Sometimes, yeah, bold is good. Underlining is really not necessary. Sometimes makes things but bold is good. And what else? Take notes now. Bold and then what? Stick a line, give it space. Right? So you're gonna hit enter and go on down. Okay, can you go down slowly? All right, thank you. What I loved about this is the distance between here. You see that? And this is automatic. Actually, it's not skipping a line. I think you programmed that way. You told automatic. Right. You see the difference between that distance and this distance? There's a difference. Do you see it? This tells you that, okay, we're moving on to a new section. All right. And the line is fine. It's a subtitle. But the new section starts right away. Doesn't have to start here. Just the regular space. There's no skipping a line there. So that is really good. So is that what you mean observation? Then a few more words there. Description of the observation?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Go down slowly again. Okay, the paragraphing has to be consistent. Is this how you are doing all the paragraphs?
I think it's automatic, so I have to figure out how to.
No. If you do the paragraphing the same way throughout, that's fine. So indenting is good. You can see the distance is also, this is larger than that. You see that? And it tells the reader something. So indenting is fine. Sometimes you don't indent, but then you have to push it further down. So this is good. Please take notes. Okay, so that is consistent. You see another paragraph? That is consistent. Keep going. Oh, no, what did I say there? Oh. Oh, that. Can you move the person? Let me see. Why did I think this was? Is it the same? This is larger, right? Or is it the same? Yeah, that's what confused me. So what happened there? Did you lose the automatic? I know it looks the same actually. Okay. Okay, go down. Okay, the consistency of paragraphs, that's fine. How would you include anybody? Not even. Okay. Okay, what did I say there? Can you go up so I can see if it is the same? Yeah, the point is, the point is that the reader has to see that they're coming into a new section and that the new section starts right away. You don't want the text to be too far away from the subtitle. Regular space. Paragraph is consistent, so that's good. That is good. Oh, is that the same? That's appropriate, right?
It should be.
Okay, the point is that space has to be a little bigger than this.
So it's like 3 lines and then double space, like.
No, if you tell this, you go to spacing, this is Word, right? Did you use
Yeah, well, I use Google Docs and then I do.
It's kind of interchangeable with Word. If you tell the spacing that it should identify paragraphs, or if I give for any paragraph, it does it for you. Usually it's like a little bit, it's not exactly 2 lines, but if you do it manually, you can make 2 lines, but I think that is, yeah, I think that's appropriate. That's what I did.
So it's to be a little more than double space when it's a different subtitle.
Right, yeah, that's the point. but you have to tell the program. Okay, go down. Oh, it does it for paragraph also. All right, I think it's in here. Now, I think there was someone who needed several levels of subtitling. For example, there's a subtitle for a section, and within that section, if that subtitle for the section is the 5 aspects of language knowledge, and then you have phonetics, phonemic development, semantic development, syntactic, those are subsection titles. You can make them italics to differentiate. The point is to differentiate. Don't use numbers, they are kind of cumbersome unless you really know how to use them well. But if you use sections that have subsections in them, differentiate by italics. And the underlining is fine because at the top that it's bold but not underlined. Are your subtitles bold? No, that's right. You could have them bold and not underlined. The way they are underlined is also fine. But underlining and making them bold is like double dip, like double emphasis. Does that make sense? Thank you so much for sharing. Does that make sense? And the citations at the end, that's good. So the references, how many do you have? 2, I saw.
Yes.
Right. Can you make it 3 somehow? Try to make it 3 so that it goes in the scoring, guys. Sometimes we submit everything we do for the writing course, and we don't want discrepancies between what it says on the syllabus. I'm glad you asked that. Yeah, we don't want discrepancy to show that something's on the syllabus, but it's not on the assignment. This is a university course. It's in our program, but it's a university course. Everybody has to pass this course in order to graduate. It's a writing intensive one. Yeah, go ahead.
So I know I did that with a long lesson plan for the child. So I put it as a HT. Do I include that in my writing?
What is HT?
I put a line where if you hit it, it'll come up. Is it okay in the writing? Like what do you call it? Like here's the paper, yeah, just put the lesson plan and then hit it, then you can come in there.
Oh, I see. Putting the link. Yeah. You can. No. What you could though, you could something else I have to demonstrate. You could hyperlink. You know hyperlink? Raise your hand if you know. Okay. But you kind of use the link, but you hide it. You hide it behind the word. I'll do that. We have time. I'll do that. Yeah. I'm glad you bring that up. We'll open up for okay. You're writing something, for example, you're saying take notes because they wanna love this. The author mentioned 3 things that were done in the research, is including what I did. Now, if you want the reader to get those 3 things, to know what they are, what do? You block it, right click it, tells you hyperlink. And then, oh, I don't have a link here. I don't. I'm going to use something. Okay, I'm going to use something here. No, it's very, very hard to use, but you will love it. Good thing that's time. Okay, I'm gonna pull out some
say. mm, Okay. Parents phone number. What's the title of the article? Parents' role in children's development? Parents' role in children's. Parents' role in their children, in children's development. In their children. Oh, in their. Okay. Okay, sorry. Okay, but I'm using myself so much because it's speaking like that. Oh, you can do this one. Oh, but this is another article. Oh, no. I can see. Oh, no, the wrong time. Yeah, okay. Second time of the week. To use, to learn and use. Oh, okay, let's say this one. Okay. Let me say 167. You see, I'm taking this link. Are we together? So I'm right clicking and copying the link. I have it now. So. So I'm gonna go back. Okay, this is the author. Oh, it's success. Talks is not a good word for that. Okay, so you perfect. Okay. Now, if you want the reader to see exactly what you mean, and you want that it is about multiple competence, you highlight that, and then right click it, gives you the option to hyperlink, put the address here. Now, this is where you paste whatever you are carrying to that person. So, this is where you paste it. And you see the words appear at the top, on the back of the. See that? So you say, okay. You see now it changes into a link. Now, if you're online, this one is not online. If you're online, okay, I'm gonna put this one. You see, it shows the link. So you guys can read the paper.
You can do that.
You'll
Yeah.
see a different color and then you'll know that's a link.
It's usually blue, yeah. Most of the time. Is this, have you done this before? No, it's a very good skill. You're gonna try some. Yeah, take the time to try. You don't have much else to do. There's not time. So try it because it's gonna be really, really fun. Get back to this. So this is the one that I did, with, second, this is the one that I did as a baby now. And this shows the picture right there. So I'm gonna close it, and I'm going to pull it up. But as your mind from this software, see. So this is the file that I highlighted. But I pull it out. And then I think and now because it's online now, right? But here it's not saying that. Does that make sense? It's really for those, please don't go to links. Are you able to do that? You saw the steps, right? What do you do first? Right. Right, you write it somewhere in your paper. If you want a phrase, carry a link to something. So you have to have that link in your first. Because it has to be something that's an article, report, online. You carry that link to the first sentence. And you highlight what is next. Highlight that. And then what is it? Right place. And then you go to hyperlink. What does it tell you? You put the address. That is the link that was given. And then you say, okay, at the top, we'll see it shows the highlight. Hit okay. And that will not show if it is not online. But because whatever it submits not online, somebody clicks on that. Right. It's a very practical. Okay. So that does not mean that you don't the last name. That, but if you want something immediate, that's. Okay. Okay, typically we'll be taking a break, not a break on just one. On a break, when it dies. Okay, let's talk about this quickly, because if you have read it after it, should be much faster. How many of you are thinking they might teach first grade, second grade? Well, what, like it? I don't know, like first grade. Yeah. No, but you think when you graduate, what? Yeah, okay, that's good. Most of the time when I ask my students what grade level they do, everybody's expressed. Okay, what grade you want to do? Of anything. That's a good attitude, because open mind is a good thing, because when you get your license, it cuts across from 0 to 7 years. So they can put you anywhere. Or when you get hired, you could get what you want, but sometimes somebody goes on maternity leave and boom, you have that class. So don't rule anything out. So let's talk about our primary grades. Yes, of course, it's very different from kindergarten in these respects. The same thing we did with preschool and kindergarten. Now it's kindergarten and first grade. They are grown a little bit more. It's only 1 year, maybe 1 year and a few months, depending on the birthdays. But believe me, for young children, 1 year is a long time. You'll see the difference. If you have taught kindergarten and first grade, you know the difference. They are different people. They are different people. So with regard to the time at home and time at school, or the formal instruction in kindergarten is different from. No, this is less time in home, right? Limited daytime in home setting, right? Even less daytime in home setting, should be home setting, and more time in school. Some kindergartens are half day, some of the day, so correct that. And the instruction is different too. Kindergarten begins to behave more formally because the curriculum is more formal, and because they also have the common core testing. There's some testing, the curriculum is required. They have some standards that have to be more, they're more subject oriented than in preschool. Pragmatic use of language, there's more in the first grade because of the nature of the work that has to be done there. And the metalinguistic knowledge actually is different. There is more emphasis here on metalinguistic concepts compared to kindergarten. So you're dealing with some older people here. The primary school child is mastered all the sounds unless they have some language issues. They are aware of their sound patterns, they know onset and rhyme. You need to know onset and rhyme. If you read, you know it. If you didn't read it, oh, why did I even give you the page? If you didn't read it, actually it's not the fine. I better know what onset and rhyme is. Oh. Onset is the beginning, rhyme is the finishing of it. So they have more, they are more willing, they have more willingness and readiness to attempt to read, to share things, to discuss things, okay? And they know the difference between what you speak and what you write. They know inconsistencies. For example, if you say mouse, if you're playing a game of single and plural, both books, desks, pens, mouses. They will laugh because now they know. They know, they are aware of some irregularities. The semantics, of course, they have a lot of them. Sometimes the textbook will tell you, oh, they know these many words. I just take that with a pinch of salt because it's really, I don't think anybody can count them exactly. But they have a lot of advanced vocabulary, expressive output. And these are people who are engaging their culture, they engage in the school culture, in the classroom culture, and they have a deeper and more elaborate understanding of concepts. When you have things that mean exactly, they know the difference between, let's say, menopause and regular language. When you say it's raining dogs and cats and dogs, the kindergartner will roll over the floor laughing, but the first problem is that. Okay, puns like we did the other day. So they know the difference between denotative and connotative meaning, and also figurative language, idioms, puns, and all kinds of other indirect ways of saying it. With regard to grammar, yes, these are advanced people. They use complete sentences, simple sentences, embedded sentences that have phrases in them that can be pulled out and the sentence will still make sense. They like telling stories, and that means using complete sentences. And that needs to be utilized because yes, they are older than kindergarten, but not that much different in terms of wanting to express. They're not out of the woods yet in terms of wanting to be heard, coming forward and really willing to help and willing to show off. Yeah, showing off is the thing. Do you use dictated stories? Anybody doing dictated stories? Have you done that? Can you talk about it a little bit?
They read and wrote times. And then he said, and to read the story.
Okay. That's really close, yeah.
And for
That's a good thing because you're giving them a chance to take the lead. Or they can tell a story. In some cultures where reading is something of the school. In home, grandma tells stories. Grandma just telling. The talking is really advanced. And you give them a chance at school to tell a story, or you'll be amazed. They'll tell stories off the top of their head, stories that they haven't read. That's how we grew up. You became popular if you knew how to tell stories that were funny. You became the best person, everybody wanted to be like you when you're in first grade, second grade, up to third grade, even fourth grade. So dictating stories, you can ask them to tell you stories that they already know because you read them or they know from other sources. Now, you know how we accept kindergartners writing of, let's say, a name. If the name is Peter, they just say PTR, and that's good enough. We're happy with it. Not in first grade. Yeah, now they have to have the spelling right. So you kind of inject spelling slowly and appropriately when it makes sense. Don't have a whole section of spelling bee. Now, if a word comes out, then let's spell that word. How do we spell that word? And you focus attention on it so they know how to write it. That's a good thing. They can also use passive sentences. What is a passive sentence? Anybody? What's a passive sentence? What is it? Any example? Passive sentence? No, it's not past tense. This is passive. Passive versus active. Remember passive versus active? The teacher read the book. The book was read by the teacher. Oh, yeah. Like it's noun phrase. The teacher is noun phrase. The book is noun phrase. So the teacher read the book. But for passive, you're focusing on that which had something done to it. The book was read by the teacher. Let's see other examples, a few simple ones. The car is driven by me. I'm driving the car. First graders actually can use that. Kindergartners would can use it, but not from. Does it make sense though? Active versus passive. With regard to components of words that have meanings, yes, they can use all kinds of morphemes. Inflectional, and standalone, which is the root word, inflectional, derivative. They use all kinds of morphemes. Tense, changing verbs to noun, like teach, teacher, climb, climber. They can use that. With regard to, let's skip one. As I said, they're conversational, so they're really comfortable with the housekeeping type of language, engaging in conversation, in preparing the materials for class. You want to engage them as much as possible. They are they prove that, and they may ask questions for clarification. They are very competent in engaging in communication groups. They can try to take the part of the other person. And sometimes they give you what they think you want to hear. Because they're not only conversing with you, they're also trying to map you out. What do you want them to say to you? They could say exactly that. They're smart people. They have a wide range of registers, such as what? What are registers? That's why I have to go back to the beginning of the semester to remember something. What are registers? What are examples? Social. The social one is everybody remember. What else? Sorry? Academic, yes. And in professions too, legal, business, medical. Now, what you want to do with first graders is have writing. I tell my students all the time, do not finish a class session, even if it's only half an hour, without having children writing. Give them opportunities to write, even if they have to write their first name and last name, or some vocabulary, some selected words. Give them an opportunity to write something that helps them learn something new. Don't just have them do an activity and that's it. Let them write down what it is they did, maybe a sentence or two. They can do that. They're no longer in kindergarten, but invented spelling may still, the spelling is not perfect, but it's time to pay attention to how they spell words. Okay. Most of them will be conventional, means, they know spellings of most of the words that are used commonly. But this is how you enhance their language development. The curriculum, yes, is more firmly established. There are standards that require them to be able to read at a certain level. They'll have to be able to do their numbers, there's some simple math, but reading is central to anything in the primary education. So that has to be emphasized, not just the reading of stories that we read them to child. Now it is the child that is reading. It is the child that they're reading now on them. And depending on the ability levels, there are the Bezo. Are you familiar with the Bezo evidence? Not. They used to be very popular. But the point is, the reading has to be at the child's level to avoid frustration. If it is too difficult, they get frustrated. If it is too childish, they get bored. So you have to create a balance so that they read something that is interesting to them, that they can actually. So they have to see that through reading, you get something done. You get some new knowledge. Maybe you find out how to fix something, or you find out where is so and so, what this thing costs. They have to see that reading is done with a purpose, because all these, the younger years, we're reading with them as a way of teaching them how to read, just being able to code. just being familiar with books and maybe pronunciation, maybe learning sounds. But now they're at a point where they want to see reading as something that adds value in everyday life. So if the readings are chosen carefully, it will become more interesting. Here are some classroom activities for them. You have to, they have to remember how we did that chart for infants and for toddlers. But the curriculum now has reading, writing, listening, and speaking, and actually focused on by the teacher and assessed by the teacher. You can have a whole lesson on listening, just to see if they listen and get what you said. And then, or listen and write. It's all language skills, the four of them. Reading, writing, listening, and speaking. They have to go, they have to work together. And these are the learning standards. Familiarize with them, and I have the common core standards. If you click on this, yeah, I should have, you know what I could have done with this? Copy the link and say common core English language arts. Oh, this is not online, so it's not online. It has to be online to work. Your handout is online, so if you click on it. This one needs to be familiar. Any question? What else do you want to talk about? Yeah.
Like kindergarten, how.
Say that again, please. Sorry.
Preschool, there's a lesson. Right, for kindergarten.
Right. For preschool, you know the sentence, the classroom is one sentence on the side. But then it's more like a home setting, then informal setting. They have to be able to interact and move around and do things, but those are well planned so that they're educational, right? Now for kindergarten, there is introduction of sitting still and focusing on a task and finishing. Sometimes you have like 5 children at the table, maybe 4 or 3, and you'll say, you have children sitting at the table and doing something. So their attention not getting a little bit more specific. You may want them to, yeah, it's the coloring. Okay, maybe you can do coloring and labeling. So they spend more time to focus on the writing, even just labeling some pictures. Or you can tell them to write something that they're copying from a screen, something you write on the board. I would say half and half is good, but some might not do that very well. You have to adjust to the needs of the children. But at the beginning of the school year, if they know what to expect, the parents know what to expect, so that they reinforce it at home and they will very well. By first grade, they should be able to do fluently in writing quite a bit.
Next time.
By the end of first grade. Remember, by third grade, they are going to add a lot more. They are now in primary school, and a lot of things are coming their way. They're supposed to be able to read and able to write. And I've read stories of third graders who cannot read and write. I don't know what happened, and I don't know how people, I don't know what people but that is, you should not have to find that. Anybody who has worked in kindergarten? Have you worked in kindergarten? You are in a kindergarten now.
Not a kindergarten classroom, but I work with eight.
Okay. How much writing do you have? Okay.
That's gymnastics.
Yes, Jim.
Sorry.
It's Jim.
Oh, okay. You can write something about. No, exercise.
We did that thing with the kindergarten. I was surprised how much the 13-year-old.
Oh, yeah, they're very different. 5-year-olds and 3-year-olds are, yeah, differences. Right. Yeah, but when they go to school, because you only work with them for gym, when they're in school, they're doing some, they talk about anything. They find something they want.
I mean, sometimes,
Yeah.
very rarely they'll like come in and it's like, oh, like I drew a picture of you, stuff like that, and it's like, you see like, really big letters, but they're like kind of like.
Right. Freshmen is more advanced than that. So, and now they're beginning to see, actually the emphasis between the capital letters and small letters is built upon quite a bit. You can start in kindergarten, I know some people don't care about that. But by first grade, as they begin to learn to write their names correctly and labeling things that need capital letters, then they one letter for a week, maybe, or maybe just two letters for a week, that's good enough. Don't pick up somebody.
Yeah, so I look at the school, is like school, and one of the things that we can do. For the puppies, you have to, you write their names, and then they have to write them on their own, so like, on the top,
Preschool?
yes.
I like that.
Yeah, before you go, that you did something that way, I implemented to find the supplies or like regular letters.
Yeah.
So I'll write something with a highlighter, right? So that way it's still visible.
Yeah.
But they have to trace it with like.
Right.
highlighters or colors, yeah. And it could be like a side with like can and like.
Right.
They pick up on it and they get so excited, like, hey, look, you know, and even if it's not perfect, like.
Right.
they still
They
pick
have
up.
to get used to it, and actually they're just holding it.
Yeah, the 3 finger hold. Yeah,
Right.
and there's some practice, but like a lot of the kids in my classroom, they don't know how to write it.
I know.
Nice.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah.
And you know that those dotted, you know the books that with dotted letters that children can trust, those are very helpful. And how do they hold the pen?
They hold it, yeah, it's a bunny, I call it a bunny. Oh, yeah, no, yeah, we tell them that.
This is a dagger, it's not right.
Yeah, I know, it's usually the bunny, but they don't have it.
Oh, okay, yeah. And how do you hold your pen? Okay. Two fingers on the pen, how do you write? Wow. Okay. Oh, my teacher would kill me if I didn't hold my finger. You do write like that, yeah? Oh, okay. Like the middle finger is like rest, the index finger is like the held by the thumb. Okay. But I've seen people do that. Right? Yeah, there's a right way, wrong way. That's what I was saying. You guys can do whatever you want. Okay. I know. I've seen that. I don't know what this is, but I hold it like this. Yeah, the digital era gives you punch, but I know. How do you hold your pen up? But I like to pick it up. Right, that's yeah, that's. Now you're like. Oh, my teacher will kill me if I need to go in the first grade. Okay, any questions, concerns, things I need to clarify, things I need to do? Do you have a plan for next class at home, or should we come here? And do things here. You're lucky, but you're never going to agree to that. You have a plan for next week? The paper is due this Friday. How many of you are going to be able to submit? Everybody. Because the system will start telling me 1 day late. 7 days late, I'm on the discretion of the day. So submit on time, choose your preschool prevention. Then ready, submit it when it is 12. You have a lot of work to do at home, just so you don't rush. So the signing sheet is somewhere. Thank you so much. I'll see you in 2 weeks. Submit everything that is submitted. If anything is late, or just sit there when you need rescuing, that is 2 points. Maybe you'll survive like that.